Hey, I'm back. This is Chandler from Melda Production, and today I want to show you how you can use a step sequencer on a filter to create some interesting sounds, something you might hear in old 1970s or 1980s sci-fi movies or something like that. I'll give you like a kind of preview of it. I've been making this device, I'm not done with it yet, but it sounds like this. And if you obviously move this down, you can go from all sequence into a pad like this. So let's get started with this. I'm just going to go to a blank version, click edit so I can get into here, turn our attack all the way down, turn our sustain all the way up, so we have a good baseline to work with here. Make sure your limiter's on just in case. I'm going to go into the generator here. Let's start with a simple oscillator. Now we have our oscillator here, and let's turn it on. Use some unison here. Maybe use like 8 voices or so. That's pretty good. We could use a sub-oscillator. On the other one, I actually did use a sub-oscillator, but for this one, just to save time, we don't need to do that. Here, let's first make like kind of the pad sound. So I'll use filter basic. This is easy enough. And we have here a 12 decibel per octave filter. We can turn the resonance down or up a little bit and right click it here. Make sure we're stealing it from 1. Actually, don't click steal. We want both outputs. And you're still hearing the input from 1 too, so that's why you can hear both. We can use a ratio here, like this, and use this, steal the input from 2. Now they're both going into 1, like this. And if I turn it to the left, now you're only hearing the filter here, like the pad, I guess. And then if I turn it to the left, hear this unfiltered. But actually we want to filter this too, and we want to make that step sequencer. What we're going to do is we're actually going to use the bandpass filter. And you're probably thinking, why are you using a bandpass filter? Why not use, the filter basic or let's say the other one, this normal filter. I guess maybe we could use filter fast. Actually, that one's not even that good. The reason I'm going to use the bandpass filter is because it has this analog knob and I can adjust the slope. So I want to use 24 decibels per octave here. Make sure this is all the way to the left. It is. And then we're going to use the analog. Now what this is going to do is it's going to kind of make it more of an analog style filter and eat up some of those transients when we turn the resonance up. So I like to put it at around like 75, but of course do this to taste and experiment. I'll move this. Now, if I had this analog off, it would probably clip by having this resonance up so much. But now you get how that works. I'll move it down just a little bit. Now we actually want the step sequencer to start working. So we're going to change the frequency to 0 octaves here. We're going to take LFO1, move it here. I don't want this too high, but maybe around like 7 octaves is good. Let's hear this. But we don't want the LFO. So we're going to click here. We're going to open this LFO shape. First, let's sync this up. Maybe half notes here. You can change that later. Next thing we want to do is go into the step sequencer. So now it's on the sine shape. We're just going to take this step sequencer, which is at 0%, and move that all the way up. You see it's changing. Move that up to 100%. Now let's hear it. Okay, it sounds kind of like a tremolo, not that interesting. But if we go and click edit, we can change this to some interesting shape like this. That's what we want. However, you're probably thinking, okay, well, that's good, but I don't want to go into this LFO to change it every time. And what if I want to make an easy screen? So in the other one, you saw like, hey, On the easy screen, you have all this where you can change the pattern yourself here. How do I do that? So what we're going to do is, actually, the first thing, let me change the ratio here. Let's go and add a step sequencer. So we're going to go into LFO1, click it there, click the step sequencer, have this open, and all we're going to do is just use quick learn and move all of these 1 through 8. If you want more, you can add more steps here, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to use 8. 8's a good number, I think. So I'm going to use quick learn. This is 1. Oh no, I used too many. Oh, that's okay. Didn't mess everything up. Quick learn 2, quick learn 3, quick learn 4, quick learn 5, quick learn 6, quick learn 7, and quick learn 8. If you're wondering why did I use quick learn instead of the normal learn, quick learn will do the maximum and minimum values for you, so you don't have to move it all the way up and down. It'll just save you a little bit of time. Now, the next thing I want to do is go in here, and now it's set to normal. So if I look on the easy screen, it's probably going to look like a huge mess. Let's see. Oh, move this. Oh no, see, like that. That's no good. I don't want a bunch of knobs. I want it to look like this, like the graphs, like a step sequencer. So what can I do? I can go into here. If you're on the easy screen, you want to open this up, just click Control, Alt, Shift, hold those down, and then left click it, and it comes up. Now what we're going to do is change this to bars start, and that should make everything in bars. And you want to take the last value and click bars end, because if you don't, everything after this will be a bar. So here, oh, can I do it from the easy screen? Oh, it's hard to get in here. So I'm going to go to value 8 here and click bars end like this. Now, one problem is you see the default, it's all kind of messed up. Each one is a little bit different. So if I move this and then right click it, that goes there. But if I move this and right click it, it goes there. They're all different values. So what I can do is just move these all to 0. And then I have to go in here and kind of manually set current value, or you could just swipe and move them all to 0. Or I guess in this case, -100 if you want. But personally, I just prefer to have them all default at the minimum value. You could also have them default at the maximum value if you want, or middle value. It's really up to you. So now these are all here. Let's kind of move these around and test this out, make sure it's actually working like this. And if you want more resonance, just go into this bandpass filter. We can turn this up. Also, you might want to try turning down the top frequency like this to get a little bit more, I guess, colors. You can also raise the minimum frequency if you want. Those are just some ideas you can try. Next thing, you're probably wondering, like, how do I randomize this? Because of course, moving this, by itself is kind of fun, but sometimes you don't want to move these each. You just want to like push one button and have it randomize itself and see if you can come up with something, interesting and new. So I'll show you how to do that. I think I kind of teased that in another video, but I never showed you how to do it. So I will show you how to do it in this one. What we're going to do is choose MP17. I'll call this randomizer. And I'm going to set this to trigger and then click randomizer here, this button. But now it doesn't have anything to randomize. So you're wondering, okay, like what should I do? What I want to do is use the same thing, quick learn, and all these values. Oh no, actually made a small mistake. If you use quick learn, you see how it changes the names of everything, which I didn't particularly want. To do that all over again. Terrible idea. Quick learn, move this all the way here, all the way up, all the way down for every single one of these values. sometimes I forget myself and to do things I'm not supposed to be doing. So here, now make sure all your values here, so 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way through 16, so that should be all the voices. And just check them just to make sure that all these go from negative 100% to 100%. Now that we have that, I'll rename it Randomizer. We're going to set it to trigger and then set this to Randomizer. Okay, I don't know if I don't know where I should set the default. I'm not sure if it matters. Now, if we look here, we have a randomizer button. I should probably put these in a group so it works better. But if we click it, you see it's coming up with different patterns like this. And of course, I'm doing this on monophonic signals, but you can do it with polyphonic signals like this. And if you think, oh, this is way too fast, just change this from a half note to whole note. Or any other subdivision if I wanted to do, like, let's say, like triplets or something. That's tuplets. So there's a lot of things you can do with this, and you can change it up however you like, but that's the basic sound of it, and I think that's a good way if you want that kind of old step sequencer sound and you want to create, I don't know, an old 1980s sci-fi soundtrack, you can do that. I might even want to put a sub bass like I did here. Here, I actually put a sequencer speed in here, so I can do this fairly easily. But yeah, I have a sub here like this. You get the idea. And then from there, you can do effects and all sorts of interesting things. But hopefully you found this interesting. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Check out all the other plugins at meldaproduction.com. And until next time, see you.